It's not like it's out of the realm of possibility.
This has been a collective effort. Media, GMs, owners, for the simple fact they allowed.
So is it because his last name Sanders? That's what you're saying?
There's no other reason. There's no other reason.
I mean,
Just turn the film on.
I want my quarterback confident, because if he doesn't have that, he can't play. I don't care what his skill set is.
I
you got to
agree.
have confidence. You just have to believe. Look, in pro sports, you have to believe you're the baddest mofo out here. And I'm
What's going on, family? I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, and the rest of the quarterback room. I was listening to NightCap with Shannon Sharpe and Ocho. Ocho said that he was talking to some players inside the building about the quarterback situation. And he talked to a certain player on the team, and they said that Shedeur Sanders is different. This dude is different. What do you mean by that word different? Different means he stands out more than the rest of the quarterbacks inside the room. When you look at Joe Flacco, when you look at Kenny Pickett, when you look at Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders just look different from them. That means that he's getting the plays in. He's making his checks at the line of scrimmage. He identifying the Mike linebacker. He's looking to see is they in a cover 2 or a cover 3 defense. He just looked different. And Chad Ochocinco told us that Shedeur Sanders looked different. That means that he's doing better than what's being reported by the old school media out there in Cleveland Brown. I'm just trying to tell y'all right now. Chad Ochocinco says Shedeur looks different. And when somebody say you look different, it means that you're trending in the right direction. Because I done heard G. Bush, I done heard Zach Jackson say how well Shedeur Sanders is performing out there in Cleveland. I just done heard him. Zach Jackson has been to just about every practice that they done had. He had boots on the ground, and he said that Shedeur Sanders can spin it. The dude just can spin it. The ball looked good coming out of his hand. When they asked him about Dylan Gabriel, he said Dylan Gabriel just don't look like he don't belong in the NFL. Point blank. Point blank. And that's why you hear the old school media out there pushing for Dylan Gabriel. Why they pushing for Dylan Gabriel, B-Watch? It's because that he was drafted ahead of Shedeur. Dylan Gabriel was drafted in the 3rd round. Shedeur was drafted in the 5th round. You got to understand how they going to try to paint that narrative. They going to hang that 5th round draft pick on Shedeur Sanders. All because, number 1, his last name. Number 2, who his father is, Deion Sanders. Number 3, a 5th round draft pick. I tell you what, let's pause and hear what Chad Ochocinco had to say about who he been talking to. Roll the tape.
About it, I got a couple of young bulls out there. I talked to Denzel Ward.
Yep.
I talked to some, but I can't say the name. But anyway, I done talked to some people. He looked different. There's a difference when that young bull is out there spinning that ball. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Difference. I'm talking about football. I ain't talking about no media and all that hoopla and all them, on Twitter, they putting up the numbers. Some he was 10 for 12 for 2 touchdowns. I'm talking about when he's at the helm, he looks different. Whether he's going with the first team, second team, or third team. It don't matter. I understand getting drafted in the 5th round. All that means nothing when it's time to play football and that whistle blows. He looks different than the rest of the competition. That's what I heard. And I'm talking from a not Brother Ward. I'm just talking about from sources that's in that room, that's on that field, that's playing the sport.
Chad Johnson just told us once again that he's been talking to players inside the building who's going to make plays this year for the Cleveland Browns, and they said that Shedeur Sanders looked different. He just looked different. He looked different. That's all I can tell you. He just looked different from Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. He just do. Matter of fact, we don't seen the videos. We don't seen the footage that they put out to show us that Shedeur Sanders has been looking different. Anytime you can throw a 77% completion rate in OTAs and minicamp, yeah, you are different. You are different. And I hear a lot of people saying, why Shedeur haven't ran with the #1 offense against the #1 defense? Well, you might have to look at this thing another kind of way. Maybe they are getting them reps to Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett to see which one they're going to cut. Shedeur has passed the test. He don't pass the test, y'all. He don't pass the test. He looks so good, better than any other quarterback on the roster. They saying, okay, you look all right. Well, we got 4 quarterbacks plus Deshaun Watson, 5 quarterbacks. We need to decide which one of these quarterbacks that we going to release or cut. And the only way you're going to find that out, you got to give another quarterback or 2 more reps than somebody else to make that decision. Because we're going to give him a chance. We're going to keep Joe Flacco. He's the vet. We're going to keep Shedeur because he's better than all of them. His percentage rate are better than everybody else. And the players in the locker room are talking good about it. And the coaching staff are talking good about it. I tell you what, let's pause right now and hear what Shannon Sharpe of NightCap had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Roll the tape.
I agree with Shedeur. I'm not worried about, look, I'm where I am.
Right.
This is where I am. I'm in Cleveland. 31 other teams that didn't select me, and I understand that there's some teams, you know, Cincinnati and Baltimore, and certain teams weren't in the realm for a quarterback. I get it. I'm not talking about those. Thank you, Cleveland, for giving me an opportunity. Because sometimes all you need is an opportunity. And now what you do with that opportunity will tell us who and what you are. But the thing is, Ocho, is that, you know, you have to learn that I'm learning, and it's still a learning process, is that you got to drown out the noise, man. You can't be concerned with everybody because everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody think they know you. They really do. Everybody think they know you when they really don't. They heard this or they heard that. Have you ever talked to Shannon? Have you ever been around with Shannon? Have you been around Ocho? Have you been in Ocho's presence? So what makes you think you know him? How well do you know him? So Shedeur, just go do your thing. That's all. That's all they can do now, Ocho. It's about playing. At some point in time, the talking will stop.
You got to play.
The playing will start. The cream will rise to the top, and then we'll have something to talk.
That's what Shannon Sharpe had to say. Shannon Sharpe was a big-time player in the NFL, tight end for the Denver Broncos, tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, and he performed at a high level. Now he got his own podcast. He also been on Fox Sports Channel with Skip Bayless and ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And now he got his own podcast, and he's talking about the way Shedeur need to handle his business. And he commended Shedeur Sanders, the way he been carrying himself and the way he been handling the interviews and everything since he been out there, acting like a straight pro, a franchise quarterback. Shedeur Sanders will prevail at the end, no matter what the media have to say. But the Cleveland Browns must give him an opportunity, an equal opportunity. Only thing I want is give Shedeur Sanders an equal opportunity, just like you giving Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel, and let the chips fall where they may. I promise, if they give everybody equal, keep everybody equal, including Shedeur Sanders will come out on top. No matter how he make the organization look or feel, because he outperformed Dillon Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, and Joe Flacco, hey, let the chip fall where they may. And I'm telling you right now, Shedeur Sanders is going to come out on top of it. I believe that. I know that. I believe that in all my heart. Rock on, 12. Rock on. Matter of fact, if you're tuned in right now, if you're watching this video, put it down in the comment section. Will the Cleveland Browns give Shedeur Sanders a fair opportunity to be QB1 by game 1? Put your answer in the comment section. I'm going to put mine down first and you follow me. All right? Well, now I want to transition. I got to transition. I want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Dallas Cowboys used to be the talk of the town every year before Shedeur Sanders entered the draft to the Cleveland Browns. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they're coming back with a new head coach, and their quarterback is Dak Prescott. They got 2 good wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, and they picked up George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They traded. My question is to you, will they be the best combination in the NFL this year? Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens, a wide receiver. 2 wide receivers and a quarterback. Could they be the best 3 offensive players on the same team in the NFL? Put it down in the chat. Let's watch this video, and I'll be back to talk about it. Is it their year? Is it their year to win the NFC side of the football conference, to represent them in the Super Bowl? So put it in the comment, yes or no. Is this the year for the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC and represent them in the Super Bowl this year? They got Dak Prescott, they got CeeDee Lamb, and they got George Pickens. 2 good wide receivers on the same team with a good quarterback in Dak Prescott. Whether you agree with him or not, he's still a decent quarterback. Well, friends, that's my show for today. Only thing I ask that you do, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, I'm a small channel trying to continue to grow the channel, and the only way I can grow it with your help. And if you'd like to continue to support the broadcast through Super Chats, Cash Apps, or you can just join the membership. Anything that you do to help this broadcast grow will be highly appreciated. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. See you again. Peace.
You see, the thing is, Ocho, is that I'm a firm believer. You never judge a man by where he's standing, because you don't know how far he's come. See, you look at the man that's laying on the street, but how about what if he was under the bridge just yesterday? See, you judge a man by where he's standing, not knowing where he came from. You see, a lot of people say, well, Shannon, it's easy for you to say that because you this, but you didn't see from 1968 to 1988. See, that's what you didn't see. And you didn't see Shannon go to bed hungry. And you didn't see Shannon not take a bath. And you didn't see Shannon get rained on. And you didn't see his granny crying, asking, what am I going to pay for today? Do I keep the lights on so you can do your homework? Or do I keep the phone connected so we can call somebody if there's an emergency? What am I going to do this month? So while you judging me for what I am now, do you know where I came from? And did you know how long it took me to get here? See, all you see is my successes, but you didn't see the delayed opportunities